How do I know? A lot of people, when they think of the phrase, how do I know, they always want to put the what behind it. How do I know what I'm supposed to do? The question that you really should ask is, how do I know why I'm here? Because when you know your why, your what becomes more clear and more impactful. If you know, like for instance, people know that I do comedy, but that's what I do. My why is to inspire people to walk in purpose. So I can do comedy, I can write books, I can be in a movie, because all of it is motivated by my why. In fact, I have a new web series out called Michael Jr. Break Time. We probably just did the 6th episode. It's on YouTube. So every single Wednesday at 3 o'clock, we drop a new episode on YouTube of Michael Jr. Break Time. What it is it's me. I travel around the country and I do stand-up comedy, in case you didn't know. And in the middle of my comedy set sometime, I'll stop and just talk to my audience. And we've been filming this, and it's pretty cool. So we're in Winston-Salem. I'm going to show you a clip from Winston-Salem. And I'm just talking to this guy in the audience, and he tells me that he's a musical instructor at a school. So I was like, all right, you're a musical instructor. Can you sing? Let me hear you sing a song. So this is what happened at the last episode of Michael Jr.'s Break Time. Check it. So you're a musical director. Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me get a couple bars of like Amazing Grace. Can you do the first part of that? Go ahead.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Wow. That bro could sing. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, what you give me the version is if your uncle just got out of jail, you got shot in the back when you was a kid. I'm just saying, let me see the hood version real quick, if you know which version I'm talking about. Just see if that exists. Let me see what you got.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now, right now I'm found, was blind, but now I see.
Okay. Here's what I want you to catch. The first time I asked him to sing, he knew what he was doing. The second time, he knew why he was doing it. When you know your why, your what becomes more impactful because you're walking towards or in your purpose.
Sometimes you need to get knocked down before you can really figure out what your fight is and how you need to fight it. Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you. God says in Jeremiah, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Hear me well on this day. This day when you have reached the hilltop and you are deciding on next jobs, next steps, careers, further education. You would rather find purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it. If it's meant for you, God will move someone that's holding you back away from a door and put someone there who will open it for you. I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Press on with pride and press on with purpose and appreciate what God has brought you through.
Two, three, four.
I was born by the river in a little tent, and oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard to live it, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause who knows what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming. I know, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. And then I go to my brother, and I say, brother, help me please. And he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Whoa, there've been times that I thought, whoa, I would last too long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Oh, Oh, yes, it will. It's gonna change. It's gonna change. Oh, yes, it will.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah. Can I make you groove now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in a bag of a can. You can make it round the world and it holds in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world.
Hey everybody, football might be over for this season. It's over. It's over. But basketball is in full steam for both pro and college hoops. From all the latest odds, totals, player performance, props to where the next fired coach is going to land. you got to go to Bet Online. It's the number one spot for all your sporting best needs. That's where people that I know go. That's where the people that listen to this show go. All you got to do is head over to the website or use your mobile devices to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. All you do, let me tell you what to do. I'm moving so fast. I'm so excited for you. I'm moving too fast. Just use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to get started. And it's not just basketball. Listen, BetOnline is your source for hockey, boxing, UFC odds, even the Olympic coverage that's going on right now. It's the best in the business. Like from sports right down to your favorite Vegas casino games. BetOnline is your number one online wagering destination. So it's your boy Lloyd Spence. Head over to BetOnline because it's the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your sports and play your favorite games. Go to BetOnline, people. It's where the games start. Tell the noise makers sing.
What's that saying? Breaking down the rumor, I'm smiling now. Speaking for the people who will slow around. Taking truth to power with the whisper and the shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Hey, yeah. Say it again, say we're talking noise. Yeah, talking noise. We really don't have to fool around. Never noise keeps us under. No truth provide. The sound that you hear is a sign of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, picking up all the same. We're talking noise. Oh yeah. Talking noise. Share it again. We're talking noise. Welcome to Talkin Noise, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin Noise himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin Noise is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin Noise. We're talking noise. Talking noise. We're talking noise. Talking noise. We're talking noise. Talking noise.
2, 1, ready, come on.
Not getting hustle, not getting hustle. Keeping your head above water. Making a way when you can. Good times. Good times.
That's what we doing, yeah.
Good times. Hey, we lucky we got 'em.
Let's have a good time.
Good times.
Bring your kids at your own risk.
not going to be responsible. Is what I'm trying to say to you. I'm not being responsible at all. It's in case you missed your Monday, but it's Tuesday because last night, yesterday, all as a whole was different than what we had anticipated and planned. So we're doing it in case you missed the Monday. We back on schedule, but we're not really on schedule. You feel me?
Back on schedule, but not really on schedule.
You know what I just noticed? You got these blinds open in my office again.
My plant said that is a small sacrifice.
Forget your plants.
They said it's a small sacrifice for your ashes being
I'm
burned.
going to sacrifice these.
Don't you hurt them.
Listen, they might not make it is what I'm trying to tell you, Mama.
Really? So sad.
Now the people can see my beautiful face. Yo, what up, though? How y'all living, people? Noisemakers in the building. What's up? It's your peoples. I'm glad to be here with y'all today. I'm looking real sporty today. You feel me? Y'all feel the John? Because I've been watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They use a lot of Philly slang. Y'all watching this John right here? Y'all got me?
This yarn? Is that what
this John. This John. Y'all looking at this John right now.
Oh,
That's Philly slang, yo. That's Philly slang.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to call to worship, but I got to do it differently than we normally do. Because I feel like we've been like real racist about our, well, not racist, but just real, one-sided. How's that? Is that better? So I want to make sure. I want to make sure that people understand we're a show of equal opportunity, and we try to hit all the spectrum. Hold on one second. Let me get the music.
Oh.
Praise the Lord, brothers and sisters. This is just a wonderful day that the Lord has made. We're so grateful for each and every one of you. And we believe that God's intentions for your life are honorable and pure. And today we want you to come into the sanctuary and just be blessed in ways that you didn't even know was possible. So come on in the room, grab your tithing envelopes and your programs and look up at our beautiful screens and get you a chai latte if you need one, and let's just have a gosh darn time in the Lord. We love each and every one of you, and you're amazing to us. But most importantly, God loves you too. God bless you. There you go.
That was something.
What? I channeled my inner Joel Osteen.
Wow. Is that what that was?
Joel is doing big things out here in these streets. I'm trying to be out here like Joel.
Okay.
Sometimes I dream that Joel is me. Joel Osteen's how I used to dream. Like Joel. If I could be like Joel, I want to be like Joel.
Wow. I don't think I've ever heard that quite like that.
I'm trying to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see everybody. It really is, y'all. All jokes aside, we're glad to be here with you today. We got a straight fire show as always. I was waiting on Cuz because I wanted to pick up where we left off yesterday in the conversation, but he ain't here yet.
No, we can wait.
Why you gotta say it like that, Mama Noise?
We don't need to come in the door kicking folks' teeth in.
We always come in the door kicking folks' teeth in. That's how we always do it.
Yeah, but we never we got around to a few of them in case you missed it Monday topics.
We got to a lot of in case you missed it Monday topics.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're gonna be just fine. But
I mean, we didn't get to talk about any of the commercials from the Super Bowl.
We're going to get to that. We are going to get that. It takes a little time for us to do it, but we're going to get to it. I'm excited about that part of it as well.
Right.
But you don't want to talk about the orgasm conversation because we was talking about yesterday?
That's not what I want with my morning breakfast.
You know what? Listen, this is a show that covers a lot of ground, Mama Noise.
This is true.
And
I never know.
And I don't feel like we should stop now. We're in a good spot, in a good place, and
I think Valentine's Day was yesterday. Everybody's in a good spot.
did you enjoy your Valentine's yesterday? That's the real question.
I did. I did enjoy my Valentine's Day. Thank you.
Are you going to let the people know that you enjoyed it? I mean, I don't hear you say it. I need you to keep that same energy.
You know, okay, I'm not gonna say how you sound.
Because I want to do what I want to. No, because I want to have the conversation. I said we're going to start with the orgasm conversation.
Nope. It's so funny how you're talking to the jet like it's talking back to you.
Us. Come on in. We'll talk about it.
Oh my gosh.
We'll talk about it. Don't worry about it. Mama Noise just in her feelings today. I beg you for a compliment. You know what? Never mind. How we not going to talk about it? I beg you for a compliment. I just want her to keep the same energy that she had when she. No, I'm just kidding. No, all jokes aside, Mama Noise, did you enjoy Valentine's Day?
I did. I enjoyed it very much. Even this morning, Azaria was like, "Can I read your card?" I said, "You sure can."
I mean, Azaria seemed to really enjoy yesterday as well. I'm shout out to Azaria for enjoying yesterday.
She came in this morning trying to let me know how grateful she was for her flowers, and Hananiah gave her a Kit Kat this morning and told her because she felt like she wanted to give her the world's greatest sibling a chocolate Kit Kat.
Well, listen, who among us has not rewarded someone with a Kit Kat?
Who among us? What?
I'm giving a Kit Kat. You giving me Kit Kat. We've given each other some Kit Kat.
No, that's not.
What? We have given each other. And personally,
we're talking about.
Personally, I've enjoyed your Kit Kat far more than mine. I just want you to know.
That's not what I'm.
We are. It is what you're talking about. Listen here.
No, it's not.
Here, kitty.
Oh my!
That's what I'm saying. It was amazing. I love Kit Kat. Every chance I get, give me a break. Give me a break. That's what I be telling you. Break me off a piece of that.
No, you don't.
Hello, cuz. How you doing, man?
What?
What? Mama Noise, are you on Team Spence or not? That's the real question.
I am Team Spence. That has nothing to do with me explaining what our daughter got for Valentine's Day. You are.
I didn't get Kit Kat. I didn't get a Kit Kat for Valentine's Day. I did not get that. You would be correct. But I was tired. I was working and I was tired.
Oh.
You know, the older I get, the more I despise myself for allowing stupid shit to happen to me.
What? What you saying?
At some point, you have to say to yourself, at what age do I stop being stupid?
What? Wait a minute. What just happened? Did something happen that we're not aware of, cuz?
I don't know.
You know, my daughter wanted a dog.
That is true. And she got a dog.
And I knew it was a bad move before we ever got the dog.
What? I don't understand. It's a good dog.
See, I said I wasn't going to cuss this show, but you start off the show talking about it's a good dog.
Is it not a good dog?
I was ready to cuss.
Wow.
What's your definition of a good dog? See, that's the problem.
Well, I mean, he's obedient. He does what he
attention, and I don't have attention to give to the dog.
But it's not your dog; it's the girl's dog.
Exactly. I'm with me now.
Okay, I feel like something significant has happened. So let me let you just get on into it. Tell me what happened.
Nothing's happened. It's just that you get older, you realize I bought this dog for this kid, but this kid ain't taking care of this dog. This kid is gone. I'm home with the mother.
Oh my. Oh my.
And he's sitting up there looking at me. I don't have time for that.
You don't want to give the dog attention? He's not worthy of your time? Is that what you're telling me?
When I was in my 30s, I could see myself doing something that stupid, but I'm too old now. I should have known better.
Well, that part's true. Now, that part is very true.
Yeah, I'm going to clean up behind. I'm going to walk the dog. I'm going to take care of the dog. You ain't doing shit. We don't tell you to do it. It don't get done.
Oh, wow.
That's the truth.
What a selfish old man.
You know.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Wow. The energy in this show today, the energy in today's show is very interesting.
You know, Lloyd, from the movie
Kit Kats.
The movie ATL, Jelly Bean said, well, we know who did not get the
Right. I got some gutter last night. We know who did not get the gutter last night. Jay, is that what this is really all about? You got rewarded last night for your efforts and your response to the celebratory day that was Valentine's Day, and because you weren't properly rewarded, now you're taking out a vengeance on everybody and all the decisions that they made, like the dog and other shit like that. Is that what this is all about? I'm just trying to understand how we got here. What did the dog do?
Nothing. Just wants attention from me, and I'm not the one to give you attention because I didn't want you from the beginning.
He just wants to be walked.
It's just every now and then, every adult. Now this is vital. All jokes aside, I mean this part here. Every adult should do a self-analysis of where they are in life. Too often we get so wrapped up in the rigmarole of ripping and running and
wait, just a doggone minute. Rigmarole? Did you just reach back to Mississippi and grab rigmarole?
I'll be you muted. I'll be you muted.
You muted.
Not just Mississippi. That was 1954 Mississippi.
Rigmarole ain't made an appearance. Rigmarole ain't made a public appearance in years. I'm just trying to tell you.
Please continue, because I love where this is going.
All right, let's go. Carry on.
You get so wrapped up in the day-to-day life of work and achieving and planning and going and doing, but every now and then you got to do an analysis of your life and see where you are. See if I'm doing and moving in the direction that I want to move and go. And I think to myself, I say self will always respond.
What does yourself say when you think to yourself and you say self?
Self responds with, huh?
Okay. That seems like the appropriate response.
Sometimes self gets so high on self to self responds with, nigga, what you want now? But
well, that's aggressive. That is aggressive. I would admit that.
You ought to do an analysis of where you are. And I have analyzed this dog situation.
Okay.
My daughter is 17 years old today.
Oh, happy birthday.
So this heifer is about to be out of my house.
That's aggressive as well.
But this dog,
he's staying too. You think the dog is leaving?
That's my point.
That dog ain't going.
I've been doing an analysis, and
yeah, you stuck, bro.
That's my point.
You just came to that realization that the dog.
I found myself in a precarious situation the other day. The dog didn't feel well.
Okay.
He had stopped eating for a couple of days. He didn't feel well. He'd been throwing up.
No, that part.
So I felt myself in the position of thinking to myself, is it dying Should I take him to the vet or should I let him die?
Can I ask how old the dog is?
Dog's a young dog. Dog's only about 2 years old max.
No chance in that for you.
So I was thinking to myself, just hey, don't tell nobody, Jay. Just keep your mouth shut and just, when you go in there and one morning and he's stiff, he's stiff.
Oh wow!
He said he's stiff.
What kind of mafia-based plan is this?
I don't know.
The point is, my decisions has caused me to have bad thoughts. I shouldn't think that way about the dog, but this dog ain't going nowhere no time soon.
That is correct. Not at age 2. You are correct, sir.
Well, you get Jasmine an apartment off campus when she goes away to college.
If she don't walk the son of a bitch at home, she ain't gonna walk him off at college.
How do you know that? She may not have a choice. You think the roommate don't? Maybe her roommate won't have as much tolerance as you have.
I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer. If you don't practice what you do before you leave home, you ain't gonna do it when you leave home. Ain't no light switch that go on all of a sudden that's gonna give you responsibility.
Unless life forces you into the practice.
That's true.
Life has a funny way of forcing you into doing stuff that you otherwise wouldn't have done.
If she ain't tired of hearing her daddy cuss and fuss about that goddamn dog, ain't no roommate gonna put no more pressure on her than
I disagree.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't gonna cuss today.
Yeah, but we all knew that was a lie from the beginning. So, listen, a roommate could possibly put a lot more pressure on her than daddy could. You don't know that.
You don't understand who her daddy is.
I have a pretty good inkling.
I'm a nice guy out here.
But sometimes kids have a way of thinking that parents just fuss to be fuss.
Right.
It goes in one ear and out another.
Plus, she know you're gonna do it if she don't do it. She know you're gonna do it if she don't do it. But the roommate be like, "Look, I will choke the life out of your dog. I don't care."
Oh my gosh!
And that might be the wake up call she needs.
Well, the first year or two, she gonna be on campus. She's not gonna be in no off apartment. So I still got the damn dog. Still sitting up and looking me in the face.
That's your choice. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way.
Have the dog talk to the cat.
Some universities, they don't have to live on campus.
No, we want her to have that campus experience. We don't want her to be
have the dog talk to the cat. I think this is an easy solution.
Well, the dog always tries to talk to the cat. The cat don't like the dog. The dog is infatuated with the cat's ass.
Well, that's why the cat is.
I can't do it.
He don't want no problems. Not into interracial relationships or what would it be? Interspecies relationship.
The dog's not sure if he's smelling ass or ass.
It's amazing how you know what he's saying.
There we go.
You're able to translate exactly what the dog is thinking.
They got some suggestions in the chat. They said go to the hardware store, get a for sale sign. That's one.
Right.
Sell the house?
Sell the dog.
No, the dog.
Actually, you can do both. Because at one time you was contemplating getting rid of the house and getting a one story because you and Oprah were getting too damn old to go up the steps. So just leave the dog with the new buyer.
We got a whole half of the house we don't even use. Them damn stairs be kicking our ass.
Oh, you need to add an elevator.
Taking from a victim of a child, moving back in with the dog. My son left the dog, stayed. Now I'm stuck with a grown-ass German Shepherd. Oh, this is a warning sign.
See, I'm saying, listen.
Warning sign. The noisemakers are trying to warn you.
I'm telling you.
You're on a slippery slope, bro.
I already know my decision about a dog was stupid.
I'm telling you, it's not. I wasn't a pet. It wasn't a dog, but I knew when Azaria said, "Mama, I want a fish. I want this fish. I need a fish. I want this pet. That'll be my fish." I'm telling you, I end up taking care of that fish like it was another family member. changing of the water, food, and all that type of stuff. And I said, then I'm pregnant with Hananiah. Then Hananiah comes along and she's like, Mom, I want a dog. I said, nope, because I already know. I'll be the one making sure it goes to the bathroom. The one, and here you can't have them poop outside. You're supposed to stand outside with a bag ready to pick it up so that it, yeah, you picking it up.
I think it's time to make a confession. We've never confessed this publicly.
Oh, you want to talk about,
or even to our child. It's time. You can't just live a life full of lies, Mama Noise.
really? The fish died and we replaced it. What else is there? Is it that serious? Lies. I mean, it was a fish. And I left you Negroes in charge. I went to a conference and came back and the fish was dead. So
okay.
I mean,
it's good for the soul.
But in my defense, killing the fish, all I did was feed it. Now I didn't realize I overfed it because I didn't know you had already fed it, and I didn't know fish blew up like that. That was a weird look for the fish.
See that?
I don't see now. You got me questioning my whole commitment to pets again. I was this.
If you're not going to commit all the way, then don't do it.
I was this close to getting our kid a dog.
You were.
I was thinking about it.
Oh.
Now both of y'all got me questioning the whole thing.
No. I said I wanted a dog. If I commit to it at this age, I'm going to take care of it like I would a child.
See, I'm not that committed to take care of a dog. Like my wife is that committed, but she works out of town. She works out of town. So who's here with the damn dog?
So apparently you are committed. It might be involuntary, but you committed.
So it sounds like you're committed and pretty blind in some spots.
I said I wasn't gonna cuss the whole.
Well, you already blew that.
I'm just saying, she set you up, bro. She said, I'm committed to a dog. And then you know how she committed? By committing your ass. Gotcha.
I mean, listen.
She got you, bro. You didn't see that coming? You didn't see that whole setup coming? They both set you up.
Well, I got something as old as rigmarole.
Yeah.
Sicky.
Wow. Oh, ow.
So really what just happened in your house is that two women got together and put together a plan to own a dog but not have to take care of it.
You know,
so smart.
As men, we take hits. As a dad, I'm willing to take hits sometimes. But still, I believe that you must do an analysis of your life and be still for a moment and think to yourself.
Okay.
When I do that, sometimes I get angry with self because I say, you too old for this shit here. You got to be smarter than this.
So what do you think? Where do you think you went wrong? Was it when she put it on you that Saturday and said, "Take this dog"? You was like, "Okay."
It was the first error mistake. We searched because we had family meetings and they were hounding. You got to get her a dog. I want a dog. You got to get her a dog. Okay, all right.
What you say? Okay, hold on. You said to have family meetings. You have family meetings
about the dog. Yeah, because they were hounding. They were serious. They wanted a dog. They wanted.
Did you call the family meeting or did they call the family meeting?
Would you let me tell my story, attorney at law?
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help your dumb ass. You got set up, bro.
I'm trying to get out of my story what you want.
I'm not getting anything except the truth. We want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Worse than my damn wife. I go to talk about something, she go to asking questions. Let me tell my story.
Let me tell my story.
That's a diversion tactic. If I distract him for just a moment, he'll forget his train of thought.
That is hilarious.
I sure done forgot it. It's gone.
I'm trying to help you so your dumb ass don't end up with two dogs. Because clearly they set you up. That's what I'm trying to help you with. You about to get set up.
We kept having these family meetings. About the dog. So I say,
you didn't call.
Listen.
Okay.
I say, we can get a dog, but the dog has to be shed free. I don't want no dog hair in my house. So we got to find one of them dogs that don't shed.
So they took a vote, and you lost 2-1.
So they all went to looking for a non-shedding dog. We came up with a labradoodle. That's part lab and part poodle.
Okay.
Which for me was too big of an ass dog from the beginning. I wanted one of them little ones.
He's right there. He can hear you.
I wanted one of them little ones you can lose between the cushions and the couch. That's what I wanted. But they wanted one of them big ass dogs. And I kept telling, I said, the bigger the dog, the bigger the shit. Some dogs take 2 hands full. You gotta hold your hands together, pick up that shit. So anyway, we searched and searched for the dog, and lo and behold, they found a labradoodle, which means it's a non-shedding dog. In order to get a non-shedding dog, there's a premium price for those dogs. It's a premium price.
Yeah, thousands.
That dog, we had been searching, and they were, $2,000-$3,000 for the dog. We found one for $1,000.
Okay.
So excited, we got $1,000 non-shedding dog.
Excited!
No dog hair in my house. Non-shedding dog, $1,000. We broke out like that Batman and Robin to go get that dog.
That's so sweet. This is a sweet story.
Paid the $1,000 and brought the dog home, and 2-3 weeks, a month later, 2 months later, it's some bitch shedding.
Great research.
Now we know if it's a first generation labradoodle. The daddy was a lab and the mom was a poodle. First generation still shed. You would have to make that labradoodle with another poodle in order to have more poodle than lab.
Thus negating the shed factor.
We paid $1,000 for a shedding dog. See what I mean? We get too old for this. You get too old for stupid shit.
Dog keep coming in the room like, Daddy, you talking about me?
That's because he wants attention. He wants to go outside. But I don't know if he needs to use the bathroom or if he just wants a treat.
You'll find out.
But you got the treat machine to give him treats.
Maybe the bathroom is the treat. Like maybe in his mind, I'm gonna give you a treat by.
Nope.
Maybe there's a poodle out there, and you can go and get that second generation.
That's right.
He's been clipped and chipped. Fixed it.
Let me tell you something. I appreciate the shedding story for what it is, but here's what I want to go back to. How did you get set up like this, bro? Like I fancy you as a pretty intelligent black man, and to be set up in such a fashion by 2 women to where you didn't see this coming is quite astonishing.
Listen, Negro, I'm gonna say this again. I knew it was coming, but we take one for the team. You take one for the girls in your life. You do what you do.
I was gonna say, why would you go into a meeting knowing that you're going to lose every vote 2-1?
Well, I don't lose every meeting because truly, guys, I'm just going to say it here on this here podcast. I'm an asshole.
It's official.
That's not breaking news.
Oftentimes, I shut that shit down and get my way. But
you need a ribbon.
But when they show you their heart and they say, listen, we really want a dog. I want to really have,
Are you getting your way or are you just winning fights that they don't really care about?
I am an asshole.
I said we need a ribbon.
That part we won't disagree with. We will agree with you wholeheartedly.
We need a drop that goes ba-bam right when he says that.
Challenge.
Okay.
That's as close as I can get to it, y'all.
Or you can say, hear me, good people.
but I'm saying, I'm just looking at the masterful way they set you up to get this dog. Like they have no responsibility to the dog other than
Oh my God.
That's not true. That's not true. You're reading into the story again. They have all the responsibility to the dog, except when they're not here. And right now, I'm the only one home, so I got to take care of this mother hubba.
I feel you.
But when she's home, if I'm sitting downstairs and the back door is right by me, I call upstairs, come get your dog and take him out. I don't pay attention to him when she's here. And on the weekends, when they take him to doggy camp and they wash him, I don't do
doggy camp. Oh,
damn thing with dog.
Oh, precious.
So if you take him to dog camp today, he ain't my dog.
So let me ask you a question. Just doing basic math here. What time does your daughter leave the house every day?
You know, this here nigga here is.
No, I'm just asking questions. I'm asking questions.
You should have went to law school.
I'm asking a question. What time?
I know that's right.
Leave the house every day.
Should have went to law school.
Are you evading the question?
You missed your calling.
Well, tomato. What time does your daughter leave the house?
You do the same thing with your wife. Y'all
I'm asking a question,
she
sir.
tells you what she wants you to know, but you're still trying to pull out more information of what you want to know.
Okay. So let me just surmise because the witness is definitely being hostile for no reason whatsoever. It appears that she probably leaves somewhere between 7 and 9 every day.
She leaves at 10 o'clock
to go to school.
Hey, where they do that at?
I was like, what kind of casual situation she got with school right now?
She has a late start. She's advanced.
Well, amen. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. So from 10 to whenever she decides to come back home, you are responsible for the dog every day. Would you say that's somewhere between the neighborhood of 7 and 8 hours a day?
That's a long time.
She does have social events with her friends.
That is correct.
Man.
Additional time.
So somewhere between 7, 8, 9 hours a day.
What I don't need for you to do is to rehash what I already know.
No, I'm saying you spend about 45 hours a week with the dog. You know what I'm saying?
I said I wasn't go cuss.
You're being modest.
No, I'm just saying you spend about 45 hours a week with the dog, plus some time on the weekend. Because we do know that she is social on the weekend as well, which means that there's probably another 8 hours
on the weekend. I'm not in charge. I told you.
Does a mama play with the dog on the weekend?
Hey, the mama and the daughter loves the dog. Dad is the one that hates the dog.
I don't disagree with. However,
who loads the automatic doggy feeder?
That would be you. Where is the dog cage right now?
In your office.
My point is, dumbass, they got you.
That's because I didn't want it anywhere else in the house.
Oh, you didn't want it anywhere in the house.
You wanted to keep an eye on it. A sharp eye.
He sheds.
I got news for you, sir. You have a dog.
I can control the shedding better in my office than I can in the openness of the rest of the house.
Right.
All the square footage
of all
that's the area that is necessary to control the shedding.
This is the smallest room in the house. That is.
I got you. Cuz I got news for you. They bought you a dog.
Facts.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. They bought you a dog.
Right. Man's best friend.
Apparently they felt like you were lonely. You needed somebody with you during the day. They bought your ass a dog. Congratulations.
You played yourself.
He gonna be home by himself. We worried. Let's get a dog.
And he's got a chip too, so they'll always know where you're at all the time.
These niggas had a meeting about you and said, we are concerned. This nigga needs a dog.
And you know, the cat just won't give a damn like the dog would. So
the cat will not give a damn. The cat can care less. The cat is probably walking past daily, giving you the middle finger, like you can kiss mine, just like the dog can. But the dog is sympathetic. That's why he keep coming in. You think you're checking on the dog is actually checking on you. That's why he keep walking back and forth in the screen.
He like, you good?
Yeah, they bought you a dog, sir. But it's nice. You're a good parent. You're a good provider for the dog. This is beautiful. But they bought you a dog. That was my point. So really, you have nothing to complain about. They did you a favor.
Danny Bell says man's best friend.
Man's best friend.
Not women's best friend is man's
Say
best
thank you.
Just say thank you.
Yeah, your cousin Azaria sent you an air hug, so just say thank you.
Oh, she says
They
huggy,
want to know.
huggy.
They want to know what did you name your dog?
Oh, I've never known the dog had a name.
I didn't know the dog's name either. What is the dog's name, Jay?
That's because I don't use the dog's name. I call him motherfucker.
Jay Jr.
That's. I gotta be honest. That's a strange name for a dog.
Get your motherfucking ass out here.
Wow.
That's a strange name for a dog. Let me just tell you. I've never heard a name like that for a dog. But listen, to each his own. If that's how you identify to your pet, so be it. But I got news for you. That's your dog. That ain't your daughter's dog. That ain't your wife's dog. That is your dog.
You could say that what you want to say 110 times. Maybe that shit works over there where you are, but it don't work where I am. It's not.
Okay, noisemakers. Put in the chat.
Let's move on to the next subject because you're
noisemakers. Put in the chat whose dog this belongs to.
You're wasting time having a conversation that does not make sense.
You brought this conversation up.
I know how I run my house. I don't need the noisemaker to tell me how I run my house. Trust me on that.
Listen, how you run your house
is not only a river that runs.
She's gone from 10 to 4. I am here with the dog.
Yes.
After that, the dog is
your
hers.
dog.
On
your
the weekend, the dog is hers. Every night, she has to lock up the dog at 9 o'clock.
Your dog
has to be locked up until she gets up in the morning to take him out at 7:30 in the morning.
Al, Your Honor,
not in charge of the dog.
Al, Your Honor, and Mama Noise, Your Honor, the judges. Did the plaintiff not say? Did the plaintiff not say earlier in this conversation that the child does not do what she's supposed to do for the dog? That she is woefully irresponsible as it relates to the dog.
She gets calls from her daddy to come handle her business. I don't do it. Right now, I believe his automatic feeder is empty. You think I'm going to put food in it?
Yes.
The mama, no, I don't. The mama will come home sometime around Wednesday, maybe
even your co-pastor doesn't believe you.
Mama will come home and say, "Did you know his feeder was empty?" Nope, and I don't care.
So does the feeder call him?
Do it, Daddy won't do it.
Does the feeder call him whether it's full or empty?
No, only when food's coming
out. I appreciate your soliloquy and the vitriol by which you spit on this show today. It doesn't change any of the facts of this case.
No, it doesn't change the fact that you're trying to change a narrative that ain't true. You're putting forward.
And how am I changing it? I'm going by I only have the proof of your statements.
No, you're going by what.
All I'm saying is the noisemakers are here in the same case that I'm here. Thank you, Dewana. Possession is 9/10 of the law, 45 hours a week. Congrats, Daddy Daycare. That's what she said. Just going by what you told us. I can only go by the story. You brought this story up. This is not on the docket. Noisemakers.
You're trying to say
you don't have Jay's dog on the docket at all.
Opening up the back door and allowing the dog to go out and use the bathroom 2 or 3 times during that time period. Because remember, he was whining earlier, and I didn't get up and take him out.
That is true.
2 or 3 times, I get up and let him out, and I don't feed him. I don't walk him. That means he's my dog? No. There's a lot more to taking care of a dog than that.
Well, obviously,
I don't do any of it.
Obviously, you know that because it's your dog. You know what it takes to take care of the dog.
I don't do it.
I didn't say you were a good parent. I'm just saying the dog belongs to you.
She takes him to get him groomed. She gives him his bath, brushes him. I don't do
Whether or not you are a good parent to the dog was never in question. We said you are the owner of the damn dog. This is your dog.
Not true.
Okay, well, Jazz is gonna find out when Jasmine leaves for school. I promise you that. Watch where the dog ends up then.
The weekend,
your hours are about to increase.
The weekend doggy camp is just to give you a break.
Yeah.
No, it's actually to give my wife a break because she gets sick of him too.
She's not even there. How can she get sick of something she ain't seen?
Exactly.
She's sick of hearing you complaining about it.
That's the part right there.
He's a very attached kind of dog. That breed is very they love humans.
Poodles are generally that way.
Let me tell you something.
So you got the best of both of them.
Right.
And let me tell you
Very
something.
loving dog. So he follows her around and she gets tired of that. And so eventually she says, God damn it, you got to go. So
why is she calling him by other names? The dog's name is motherfucker.
That is true. That is not the dog's name.
That's how you know it's not her dog, because she don't even know the dog's name.
She don't even know the dog's name.
He's confused. I agree.
Well, I think time is going to continue to reveal that this is your dog. Your hours are about to increase.
No matter how much you say it. No matter how much you say it, it's not true.
Okay.
Jasmine's a senior?
I know me. No, she's a junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
I know me. By the way, today is my daughter's birthday.
You mentioned that. Happy birthday to Jasmine.
We're going out to dinner, she and I. We do our daddy-daughter birthday dinners. We're going out to dinner today, and then we'll have a little party this weekend, but she and I are going to go take in one of them old fancy Texas steaks today.
That's cool. Dog, it's time to eat.
Is that time to feed the dog? Is that the dog? Okay.
I think y'all need to have a discussion at this dinner.
There's nothing to discuss, Mama Noise. He's got a dog.
Nothing to discuss.
He's a dog owner.
You know, you remind me of it being your daughter's birthday, and that also reminds me that candy is discounted today.
Who?
So
50% off of Valentine's Day candy.
Halloween candy, yeah. Which is the day
Halloween.
Do I want any of that?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
How do you not?
Chocolate?
The day.
It depends on what it is. I don't
55%
want. But so y'all know we don't eat all the chocolate in them hearts. Not all of it. Like the coconut was, we don't eat that.
Hey, you bite your tongue.
I do not like assorted chocolates.
Yeah, I don't like assorted chocolate.
Only about 1/5. Only about 1/5 I'm going to consume. The cherry field.
Yeah, we don't want that shit.
I want all that.
No, don't buy that. No.
Yeah. Shout out to Dewana's father. Noise maker up there repping in heaven. Appreciate you. You raised a phenomenal daughter, sir.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal daughter.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, listen, Jay just took us in directions we weren't planning to go, but I mean, we're here now. So, and he's still in denial. He's still in denial. I don't even know if we helped him.
On the pre-show meetings, you don't invite me, so shit, I don't know what's going on.
Can I let you behind the curtain? Cause
yes, sir.
Me and Mama Noise don't get invited either.
Yeah, sometimes I don't invite nobody because I like the genuine reaction that I get when I see you guys.
He keeps saying that. Oftentimes, though, Jay, when we say production meetings, it's like the credits before the show. That's about as close as we get.
Al, don't do a crime with Al, boy. You just tell it.
I'm just
goodness gracious.
I don't want Jay to feel left out because then
he's here every day. How's he left out?
Well, you know, he thinks there's production meetings, but we don't.
Well, you know, what are we talking about today? Oh, Mama Noise is been on me about. There actually are production meetings. Mama Noise is actually been on me about talking about these Super Bowl commercials, and which one she liked the most. So Mama Noise, please lead the way. Tell us which one was your favorite.
I would like to, before Mama Noise go, Mama Noise, are you a commercial person? Do you like commercials?
No.
In general, no? Okay.
Not generally. So that was pretty exciting to find some good ones that they really put a better effort in instead of all of the medical commercials that are out there where every time you turn around it's some drug and you're being given a gruesome list of side effects and you're like, what the? I mean,
right. You could die from heart disease, but we're gonna fix your hemorrhoids.
I mean, it's to the point where I just mute the TV and just wait for the show to come on. I can't. Mr. Noise is like, just record it and then rewatch it so you can fast forward past all that. And I'm like,
right. I agree. You're not gonna be able to remember why you want to have sex, but your dick gonna get hard.
Right.
What?
Well, I don't know if that's actually how it goes, but I get it. I got where you were trying to go.
We understand the attempt.
Yeah, it was weird, but we got the gist of where you were going with that.
There are so many ways you could have just given that instead of that.
None of those ways would have been Noise.
That would not be the J way.
Right. He would not have been on brand if he done that any other way. So we need him to stay on brand.
Let's go on. Let's talk about these old whack ass commercials.
Wait, let's start with that. You didn't like none of the commercials?
I'm not a commercial person, so I generally don't.
You don't like the Super Bowl commercials, though? Those are typically pretty good.
Can I give my opinion before I walk out the door?
Absolutely, sir.
You gonna leave, Albert?
I have to, you know, until I, reach another tier. I got to go punch that clock. I thought this was the worst collective group of commercials ever for a Super Bowl.
Wow.
I will say my favorite was, I don't even know the product or what they were selling, but it was the two little black kids playing the video game, and the characters came out of the
football players,
like Madden or whatever that was.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what the product was.
Well, the product was the NFL. It was actually the NFL.
It was just an NFL commercial.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With the grandmama saying, when they said, "Who tore up this house?" The grandma said,
"Football."
Like that settles it. You're like, oh, okay then. I like how they brought back the babies from the day trading. They used to be the babies from back in the day. They used to have the cell phone and be trying to day trade from the playpen.
And I was completely confused by the Rocket Mortgage Barbie doll.
Well, USA Today voted that one the best of the bunch.
Rocket Mortgage.
Mm-hmm. The Barbie doll, her bidding on the house.
Yeah. Thank you, Sora. That's the E-Trade. E-Trade had the baby. They had to go get him out of retirement because they ain't been able to come up with nothing that interesting since they had all those baby commercials for E-Trade. But Hannah and I was excited when she saw the Barbie commercial. She's like, okay, Barbie gets in on the Super Bowl. And it's like, okay, that was new. I don't think in all the years I've watched the Super Bowl, they've ever had Barbie in on any commercials. So that was different. I think Lloyd's favorite was the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No. It had a good run, but it wasn't the favorite as the day unfolded.
You didn't like that?
Well, it was surpassed. It had a good run when it was on, but it got surpassed like commercials do.
Okay. I like
I did like that one.
The Caesar commercial where Halle Berry was Cleopatra and what's that comedian's name? The black dude who
JB Smooth.
Yeah, JB Smooth. Her and JB Smooth is Caesar and
you muted Al.
That commercial, just like the Colin Jost and Scarlett Johansson commercial, they've been airing for a week or so now, a couple of weeks.
Well, sometimes I think people are like, let me get some momentum with our commercial. Listen, they paid $7 million just to air it on Super Bowl Sunday. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna get more wear and tear out of this than just the one day.
And see, the folks I was watching the game with, I was like, you believe they paid $5-6 million for that ad?
Yeah,
just that clip.
Like, geez.
So here's my thought on this process, and then you guys can continue to opine on different ones. I believe there's too much white humor that I, as a black man, don't find funny. I didn't watch a lot of, Friends, for instance. I was not a fan of Friends. It was too much white humor. So I believe they need some more black writers in those rooms with those Wahite, so they can come up with something that's comical to the masses. Because what they're putting out there right now, I don't find that shit funny. And
That's
then the whole time I'm watching the commercial, at the end of the commercial, I realized the commercial had nothing to do with what they were advertising.
Right.
That's the majority of them.
You advertising a Cadillac, but you were showing. I mean, it's just it doesn't fit for me. So that's why I don't find any of it. Pretty much, the most interesting one to me was the one where we was holding up our phones trying to chase that damn thing around the screen so we can find out what that link was.
Oh, the Pokemon.
No. There was a QR code that hit the screen.
Oh.
And it just kept going around, and you were like, "What is this?"
Cryptocurrency, coin, something.
Yeah, Coinbase, I think was the name of
They
it.
said that was the #1 commercial.
Only because we wanted to know what the hell was going on. We thought something might be wrong with our TV.
You like this TV better not break down on Super Bowl Sunday.
And let me interrupt our regular scheduled program to say we were all wrong. The young assailant yesterday was not a Wahite.
He was black.
A 21-year-old black male. Ironically, I don't know if y'all remember the activist last summer that came up missing?
That's him.
Yeah.
For a few weeks. That was him.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That was him that what?
That pulled us off.
That tried to assassinate the candidate.
So he been planning for a while.
But see, you know, they said that they think that when he came up missing, he had gotten hooked up with some extremists. And so that would only co-sign that, you know, that they said wherever he got hooked up with these extremists, that they were like brainwashing him and all that type of thing. That so the fact that he would be trying to assassinate a candidate,
I mean,
kind of weaves in with that storyline.
He himself had already announced his intentions to run for a city council, metro council seat. So
well, that's over.
Yeah.
Well, he was when he was in his right mind.
Yeah, that doesn't negate the fact that we were all wrong.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And that being said, I owe my Caucasoid counterparts an apology for this occasion.
Well, okay.
For this occasion,
I was going to say let's not oversell the
Yes, I apologize.
We will apologize.
This
right. Let's not act like this is not something in their wheelhouse. Come on.
This is an anomaly.
But this specific one, I will apologize for.
Yeah.
Now back to your regular scheduled program. Love you guys. I'll see y'all in the morning.
All right, brother.
All right.
So do you guys think that the commercials are too white?
No, well, there's no question about that. That is even the one that Mama Noise talked about, or Al talked about, the NFL one, which was very good and had all black people in it. It still had its own little, there needs to be more diversity in these writing rooms. That is
humor, right.
Yeah, because some of the stuff that they're saying is funny is not really funny.
Well, some of the diversity needs to be $5 million.
What?
Isn't that how much it is per commercial?
It's $7 million.
Oh, I'm sorry, $7 million. So I guess if they say if some black people can get together $7 million, they can put as many.
No, we don't want a black commercial.
No, that's not what we're saying, Mama.
We need the marketing team, the advertise, the writers that come together with the skit.
Right, allow us to have a voice on some of the skits to where it speaks to a more diverse experience for everybody.
Okay.
So while you got Colin Yost and Scarlett Johansson in one commercial, let us put Taraji P. Henson and Malcolm Jamal Warner in a commercial and see where that takes us. I mean, let's put something that looks like a real America on these Super Bowl Sundays. And hit some humor with everybody.
I don't know if you have to have the black actors, even though, representation matters.
Mm.
It's just the writing to me that I don't find it funny. I find it very.
And see, I think you do have to have the black writers. I think you got to have all of it.
They're
Black actors.
corny.
It is corny. It's like the Helmets commercial with the football player hitting Pete Davidson. That was, you know.
Oh, that was funny.
The Lay's commercial was just corny as all get out.
I loved the Marshawn Lynch commercial.
Now that was good. I enjoyed that.
I was shocked because it had Lamar Jackson.
It had everybody in it. It had a lot of great people.
And even the one with I knew they was gonna get a commercial regardless. The Manning brothers. I knew they was gonna get a commercial in something.
That was the same commercial. He was in the commercial with the Manning brothers.
That was the same commercial?
That was the same commercial.
I thought that was a different commercial.
No, it was the same commercial.
Oh, okay. Jazz said the best commercial was LeBron talking to his younger self. Whoa, okay. That was a great comment, Chad. I do appreciate the LeBron commercial that he is talking to his younger self, and that was pretty awesome.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay. The LeBron commercial was good.
Well, you know, you get a conversation with your younger self. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the LeBron commercial was good.
There was so many. What was that one we was looking at, Lloyd, about the lady who was up on the branch in the jungle? And
that was the one. A lot of people thought that was the number one commercial too, the Frito-Lay one. And that one was on brand.
Well, okay. Yes, it was awesome. Although it was Doritos.
Which one?
Doritos commercial was the one. It was the hot, specifically the flaming hot Doritos, flaming hot Cheetos was the commercial for the animals in the jungle that was that had the sloth running up the tree because everybody knows the sloth does not run.
Right. I thought that one was good.
But you say you didn't see the Meg Thee Stallion one.
I eventually did see it, and it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't better than the original sloth one with the actual animal.
No, it was. There was no fizzle. There was no pizzazz. It was just.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. You made it sound like it was a lot better than.
Well, I'm just saying it was. You know, it was one with Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, there's not too many commercially family friendly commercials that she could put out that, you know.
Are you saying Meg Thee Stallion doesn't have the capacity to be family friendly? Is that what
she absolutely has the capacity, but that's not what she does. She'd rather be somewhere with the and all that, you know, and turning her backside around like those are her only her best assets.
She is a college graduate and she is trying to change her situation for the better.
I agree.
Okay.
But her tongue being out and her behind twerking is not the only thing that she could do for us, for society.
Well, the twerking is for fun.
You know what?
So anyway, those are the Super Bowl commercials. Our Super Bowl commercial comments.
There are so many of them.
Yeah.
But I do agree with Jay that a lot of them didn't. You saw so much, you know, lights and camera and fizzle and stars, and then you go, okay, what was the commercial about?
Well, that's every year though. That's not a new thing. That's not new to this year. That's how it is all the time. So I do have a question though. Going back to the Super Bowl halftime. We kind of touched it a little bit last night, but I want to talk about it a little bit more. Do y'all have any issue with the Eminem kneel? Because there's controversy surrounding whether or not the NFL knew it or not.
Well, I watched the interview with Dr. Dre, and he said that Eminem did that on his own, so that wasn't something that was, I guess, in production to be discussed. I don't know if he sent an email to the NFL to let them know what he was about to do, but on another platform, it was like they were aware. But then everything that not everything, I saw one Twitter post article yesterday that was saying that they were, I'm sure it was the what do y'all call it, the left wing that was trying to have a problem with rap music and saying rap music needs to be banned after they heard some of the things that were said. I guess people are starting to listen closer to lyrics once they saw the halftime show. And even though Snoop and a lot of them changed the lyrics so that they would be family friendly, or at least, not as straightforward as they are. And, if you heard it on their album.
Well, I guess my question about the thing really doesn't lie in any of those facts that you just laid out. Mine simply is this.
Oh, okay.
Does anybody even care anymore? Like, is it even important to anybody anymore? That, like, I don't hear people talking about Colin Kaepernick anymore. So does it matter? I mean, I appreciate the gesture, but are people even interested in that anymore?
It's a great question.
Cuz, do you think people care that Eminem kneeled?
We have to be mindful that society in general, people in general, the news in general, it's a 24-hour cycle. You're lucky if you get 48 hours, 72 hours. The Black Lives Matter and the kneeling in the minds of America has run its course. It's going to take more now to get it started back up again, or to continue the movement. And that more is more killings, more mistreatment. This NFL lawsuit has the potential to raise the ugliness of racism and discrimination in this country once again. But I believe the Black Lives Matter portion has ran its course.
I don't know if I disagree with that, because I'll say, I'll build on that narrative. We may have missed the window. It's possible. Listen, when you have an opportunity to ask for the change that you've been desiring, and you think you're organized, but you're not really organized, and you don't know that you're. Because see, I don't know if we didn't know that we weren't organized. I think we thought we were. I think we thought Black Lives Matter was a legitimate organization that was legitimately fighting for the issues of Black America, and that they were legitimately going after laws and changes in this country that would allow us to address racial injustices that had plagued this country for hundreds of years. I think that's what we thought it was. But as this thing has unfolded and been revealed, we realized that not only was that not what it was, but it wasn't even in the vicinity of that. In many instances, the only thing that was Black about Black Lives Matter was the name and the title. And so now we're at a weird crossroads to where the momentum, all of that momentum that took, I would argue 10 years, maybe 8 years, 8 to 10 years to build up, has now been lost. And dare I say, maybe even dead. And now we're back to square one. Maybe not even square one. We may be behind because there's no organization trustworthy that had built up the community and cultural equity like Black Lives Matter that can stand in the room with people who make the type of changes that we want to see that people will listen to anymore. So now here we are, back where we were before. And to Cuz's point, it's possible it could get worse.
Wow.
Colin,
Go on.
No, I was just going to say Colin Kaepernick still has his place in history. I just don't know if it's relevant right now.
You know, I don't believe, and this is my problem with the Black Lives Matter movement. I don't believe the organization ever mattered. When we marched and protest, we never walked through the streets of America shouting NAACP, NAACP, Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Southern Christian Leadership. We never marched through the streets touting an organization. We were a part of those organizations, but we never marched as if the organization was the answer.
Right.
Black Lives Matter organization rode the coattails of a movement. The movement still exists, whether the organization was effed up or not. Notice, Mama Noise, I cleaned that up just for you.
But is there a way now, Cuz, to separate the organization from the movement?
Well,
let me say it this way. Is there a way to separate the organization from the sentiment without them being synonymous with one another?
The Wahites don't want there to be any separation between
I agree.
cause and that organization.
I agree.
They want to say that our cause is just as effed up as the organization. Because Black Lives Matter already matters. We already know y'all lives matter. So what are you talking about? Black Lives Matter. So the organization was messed up, and your stance on civil justice, equal rights under the criminal justice systems and the laws. That's where we stand. We stand for that. We never stood for an organization. So I don't.
What do you mean when you say we? What do you mean? We on this screen?
No, Black people. We were marching in the streets for our rights. We were not marching in the streets for that organization.
Yeah, the money that was given to the organization says differently.
Yeah, but that money was coming from Wahites too.
No, I agree. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. I just think it's hard now. It's extremely hard now. The movement's gonna have to be birthed out of something else. And I don't know if pain is the right catalyst for change in this particular case. But we've tried that. We've tried pain being the catalyst for change. And we've gotten marginal success through that. You know what I mean? Pain and conflict and injustice have been the catalyst for change in America for Black people. Through civil rights, through Black Lives Matter, through all of these things. But they have not, none of those movements have been sustainable to the point where, I mean, you could argue that civil rights has had the most effect in this country in sustaining changes for minorities and African Americans specifically. But Black Lives Matter was wildly ineffective, other than raising money. Now, it raised the most money we've ever seen raised. But as far as creating actual change, it didn't do any of that. So I don't know if pain or injustice is the rallying cry anymore. I mean, we just saw injustice with Amir Johnson.
Yeah.
So we're seeing injustice all the time. I don't know if it's we become really indifferent to injustice.
So you're saying really all those cities that have painted Black Lives Matter in their downtown area intersections is of non-effect?
I'm saying great moment in time.
So it's just a monument now. I mean, just a.
Did it lead to change?
I was pretty shocked when it was on the street to the White House.
Okay, so let me bring it to this to you guys in this perspective. Before Black Lives Matter, we had voting problems. After Black Lives Matter, we now have the most stringent voting laws we've ever had in this country, in many states. Before Black Lives Matter, we had unarmed Black people being killed by police officers in very questionable situations. After Black Lives Matter, we have unarmed Black people being killed in questionable situations. Before Black Lives Matter, we had Black on Black crime in the community at a horrific rate and clip. After Black Lives Matter, we have Black on Black crime being committed in the community at a horrific clip. Where is the impact of Black Lives Matter? Cuz says this to us all the time on this show. We haven't even mattered to ourselves, let alone to other people. So where exactly is the effectiveness? And millions, and I mean millions of dollars have been thrown to the organization, and none of it has touched the Black community. So that's my point. I think history is going to have a weird conversation when it comes to the effectiveness of what Black Lives Matter has meant to this country. And so when I see Eminem kneel, I'm reminded of that, because do people really care? Is it any more than just a visual clip on the news at the end of the night?
I mean, he was down there a long time. I was watching him going, okay, this wasn't a quick, I bow, keep my head down. He had his head down even after Dr. Dre had played the piano, the entry into I Ain't Mad at You. I was like, okay, surely he's going to jump up right after that. He did not jump up right after that. He was down a considerably long time.
But Mama Noise, who remembers that but you? I didn't remember that.
I'm sure it's more than just me.
I bet you it's not. I bet you it's not as many people as you think. And they don't care. It doesn't matter. Like, what did it do? Did it raise money for people? Are people in the hood ready to march as a result of it? No, it's just we didn't get organized when the momentum was on our side. We had conversations about what we could do to move things forward. We had conversations about, and we have stuff documented to do some things that we want to do, and we're still in the process of doing that. But most people was like, complained about the problem, but we did nothing to get it moving forward.
I believe.
Wow. In the chat.
Get the chat. Let's go. I heard what you're saying.
I believe a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Black Lives Matter, the movement mattered. And I believe it was effective. Give a damn about the organization.
Okay.
Because here's the truth of my opinion. We don't need another movement. And I think with this last Black Lives Matter movement, we're realizing movements are not the answer to our problem.
Okay.
Because movements are for a time period. What we need is sustained change within ourselves. And I think Black Lives Matter highlighted to us as a people. That's why I say it so much on this show. Even though I don't know if y'all don't like me or not about it, I don't give a damn.
What is happening right now?
Black lives don't matter to Black people. So don't come chanting Black Lives Matter if you are not proving that Black Lives Matter to you. So we have to realize that it's up to us for Black lives to matter. Nobody else. And the quicker we realize that, hopefully this movement is helping us to realize.
Or lack of movement.
We have to do our work.
Yeah.
One to another. And I'm not just talking about, support a Black business. That's a small part of the problem. Problem is we don't value our lives one to another, from the cradle to the grave. Now you show me an instance where we do, and damn it, I get on board. But I don't believe we do. If Black Lives Matter, you wouldn't allow your seed to be raised by somebody else that you don't know. That's your goddamn seed. You won't sacrifice enough to raise your own seed? You got a nigga over on the other side of town taking care of yours? But you want to talk about Black Lives Matter?
Okay.
Your goddamn child's life matters.
So stay there, cuz maybe that's where we need to build the narrative for this.
There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go.
Hey, Black man, I'm with you. I'm not arguing. I just want to ask this question.
I'm sorry, Mama. No, I said I wasn't going.
No. Well, again, we know that's a lie. Don't worry about that. Based on what you just said, how do we deconstruct and oh man, maybe that's the Thursday show. Because I was because I got the video you sent, and I was gonna call it something else, but maybe we should call it that. How do we deconstruct and reconstruct the Black community? Because that's what we're talking about. There's a part of the Black community that has to be deconstructed completely. All these glorifying of multiple baby mamas and not taking care of your kids and not meeting your responsibilities and not being all of those things have to be deconstructed. But in its place, a new model must be reconstructed, or maybe not even reconstructed, to a place where we have a new place to function and a new model to function in. So is that where we start? Is that what you're saying, or what are you saying?
What are you saying? A new model to function in?
Well, listen, the old model clearly hasn't worked all the way across the board. It's bad from the rooter to the tooter. So
I don't think our model was ever, it's tough to say because of slavery, but I don't think our model was ever broken families, even though they separate. I I pause when I say that. I understand that. But there was a time after slavery where black families were black families. We were together.
That's true.
We lost that. Even if Daddy was smelling himself and he just couldn't keep his dick from dipping somewhere else across town, he still took care of his family. Look, we had a movie that's famous in black theater. You can't be black and not know which way is up. Richard Pryor had a woman on the other side of town, right? No, which way is up, right?
Yeah.
But there was another one. Yeah, which way is up? Okay, yeah.
That was no which way is up
on
is
the
the
other
answer.
side of
Yeah.
town, and he had a baby with her, but yet he had his wife at home. We have gotten rid of, and even though that was dysfunctional, we've gotten rid of, listen, I might screw you, but I ain't gonna mess up my family mentality.
Okay, and all of the things that you're saying, I don't know if anybody disagrees. My challenge of what you're saying is, how do we can't keep functioning that way. We can't keep celebrating that and expect for the black community and the black I don't want to say movement because I agree with you both. Ron is here. I agree with you both in that movements obviously aren't working. They're not sustainable. I said that earlier in the show. So we're talking about real change. So in order to create real change, don't we have to deconstruct the imagery and the model of celebratory toxic behavior that we've had for so long? We've said it's cool. You know, right now we're in the midst of an unprecedented view of black masculinity that we've ever seen, to the point where a guy like Nick Cannon, with all due respect to Nick, and I would love to sit down with Nick and talk to him, because what I would love to see Nick do publicly is to say to black men across the country and the world, I am toxic AF. I made a lot of mistakes, and I have sent the wrong message to my people. And please do better than me. Don't follow my model. Same thing with somebody who I adore as a comedian, Country Wayne. Yeah, Country Wayne takes care of all 10 of his kids. He absolutely does. In fact, I would go on record and say Country Wayne probably goes above and beyond what most black fathers do to take care of their kids. But let us not forget that Country Wayne has 10 kids by multiple women in the community. And Country Wayne is not telling black men, don't follow my lead. He's just doing what he does. So the fact that he's not doing that sends an unspoken message of, as long as you take care of your kids, you can do what you want, which is true. You can do what you want, but that's not helpful to the whole. So we got to deconstruct the thought process of that and the imagery of that. And by the way, in many ways, what Nick has done and what Country Wayne has done, way more toxic than anything our fathers did, because our fathers did what they did in the shadows. What Nick and Country Wayne have done, they've done it in the spotlight.
They built the new model.
They built the new model.
And I had to jump on because I need to get your blood pressure down. I don't want my pastor to pass out.
That's good. That's good. You look out for your
we got to look out for him, because boy, I thought he was about to blow his cap for a minute.
Yeah, well, he has his moment. That and the dog today are really taking them places.
I know, man. I mean,
he wasn't prepared to go.
Call the dog an ML for and every damn thing. I mean,
you guys know I joke a lot on this show and say words that make Mama Noah's cringe. But my passion has always been, all of my life, the black family. And once you start talking about black families and black lives, then you right up my alley about us keeping it real.
Yeah.
There has never been a time in history where the average black citizen hasn't tried to emulate our black stars.
Right.
And that's the problem.
generally speaking, we do that more often in fashion. There was a time where every little black kid wanted to have Michael Jackson's jacket. We walk around in penny loafers. Come on now.
No, you're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong. But that's the model that we're talking about.
Michael Jordan shoes. Whatever the stars do, we try to do it. And now we are modeling having a bunch of kids. Well, we've already proven that we don't care about finances, because most of the women that buy these expensive purses that the stars have don't have money to even put in the purse, but they got the purse. So we're emulating that which we see, trying to be like our stars. And if our stars are now modeling multiple kids by multiple different women, many of our young men are going to follow suit.
Well, it comes down to this, cuz this is the reality. If you don't know who you are, then anybody can tell you who you are.
Right.
And that's what's happening. We don't know who we are. And so we see old girl with the shoes on Instagram and say, that's who I want to be. We see old girl on the vacation with a body out. We say, oh no, that's who I want to be. We see Nick with multiple women and they're beautiful and this, that, and the other, and they're having his kids. Say, maybe that's who I want to be. So you just follow whatever the wind blows. You say, this is the model of blackness in America. These images that I see in front of me.
But if you look at the design of that, it's designed to show the toxicity, so you stay in the toxicity. The world is not designed to show you the positivity for Black people. It's never been designed to show you positivity. You look at what you see today, it's all about the negative that we do. And that's what everybody models.
I will agree and disagree only in this regard. I'm not really disagreeing, but I'm agreeing in a disagreement kind of way. We have designed what we have become. So in other words, I agree with what you're saying. The world is not designed to show, or Instagram or social media is not designed to show positivity. But that's because if we're being honest with ourselves, we're not being positive. In a lot of places, in a lot of areas, we're not functioning in a positive way, in a healthy, excuse me, in a healthy, holistic, helpful kind of way to ourselves. So because we're not doing that, we're accentuating who we are, calling it positive, but it's really not.
Right.
It's really not positive. Yeah.
And what I was going with that as well is power isn't going to promote positivity, because power never wants to give up power.
Correct.
So I don't know, but see, I'm wondering if this is a situation of who has power as much. So, okay, let me bring it a different way, Ron. Let me bring it a different way, because I think you guys will appreciate what I'm about to say. Our Asian brothers, they're not powerful. Our Indian brothers are not powerful. And here's what I mean by that. They don't want what America says is powerful. They have decided we're gonna take their system and create our world. So they don't go after what white people have, so to speak. They just create their own sense of community and power and empowerment within their own culture. And it's working.
I'll agree with you on the Indian side.
I would say, listen, I live in Texas, bro. They do it on the Asian side too.
But the Asians are powerful. They have power.
Okay, tell me what their power is, Ron.
They have the power. They have the money.
So do the Indians. No. You and I are saying the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, no. We're not. That's not a different thing. We're saying the same thing. Because I'm telling you, I'm watching it do it, and I'm saying they shop at their own stores. They shop at their own restaurant. Go to their own restaurant. They don't go. They're not going to Tom Thumb. They can care less about a Tom Thumb or a Kroger's or a Walmart. They can care less about that place. If I want some stuff from Chinese. If I want some Chinese food, I'll go to the Chinese store. That's what they do. We don't do that. We will patronize everybody, and yet we are the most undervalued. It's such a weird, toxic game that we've decided to play with America.
We have
the greatest buying power of any racial community in the world, yet we are the most represented because we keep trying to find approval from somebody that don't want to love us, at least not in the spotlight.
But think about what happens if, and as soon as it happens, you know the first thing people are going to say, and it's going to come from our own communities. We want segregation again if Black people start only buying from Black. The first words are going to come out their mouth.
But they don't say that about the Asian community or the Indian community or the Vietnamese community. They don't call them segregacists.
Because they don't care about them. But as soon as we do it.
But you know why they care about us, Ron? Because we have the highest buying power. Listen, we have powered Nike, single-handedly powered Nike into a multi-billion company. With all due respect to Wahite, and I mean all due respect. We created Michael Jordan.
I did that. Agree with you. But as soon as we do it, what's going to happen?
Well, so what? Let them say what they want to say.
But we are our own worst enemies. Our own people on the inside is our worst enemy.
No, I'm going to disagree with you, Mr. Noiz.
Okay.
You help me out if I'm wrong.
You probably are, but let's keep going.
Oh my. The numbers aren't adding up.
And that's your dog, by the way. He's right there.
Sometimes hear ninjas say we have the greatest buying power of any other group in America. That's a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, you think so, huh? Okay.
The only difference is we're willing to spend every damn dime we have to look good. And others aren't.
That goes to the buying power.
That's the buying power.
No, that's not buying power. When you buy yourself into bankruptcy, into poverty, you don't have no power.
Hey! I didn't say it was a healthy buying power. I said it's buying power. I didn't say we were healthy with our money.
Well, let's call it bad. We just call it bad spending. We have bad spending power because we
have terrible spending power.
We're terrible.
Right. But because
we spend every dime, and when it comes time to bury your ass, we got the fried chicken to bury your ass because you done spent all your money.
Cuz, listen to me.
We're saying the same thing.
We're saying the same thing, but we're not maybe not using the same language. But here's the truth about our buying power. We are the ones buying. We funded crack cocaine in the 80s and 90s. We did that. $1 billion. We spent billions on crack cocaine. Where'd that money come from? Who knows? But we spent it. We empowered Nike to become a bit. Nike was nothing before Black people started wearing it. Nothing. You could buy Nikes at Walmart. It was nothing. We empowered that. And we empowered everything. We built McDonald's. If we're being honest, where were these McDonald's being built at? That toxic ass food was being built in the hood. And we empowered that ragged ass hamburger to become the #1 seller in the world. We did that. And we're always doing it. Sprite is the unofficial Black drink right now because of us. It's always because of us. We are building Fortune 500 companies every single day with our toxic spending behavior. I agree with you in that regard. So we have the power. We just don't know what the hell to do with it.
We're standing in line for 15 hours to buy a pair of Jordans.
15 hours overnight, kill each other, rob each other in the middle of the street. And guess what that does? It drives the stock of Nike up every single time it happens.
So yeah, we have bad spending habits. You're right, cuz it's not buying power. We have bad spending habits.
Well, no, but it essentially is buying power. Listen, whether it's positive or negative, it's still buying power.
So
the power of it doesn't change because of how negative the shit is. It's extremely toxic and negative, but it doesn't make it any less powerful.
But we touted it as if it's good.
No. I'm not touting it. No. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is, if we would ever understand, or let me say it this way, if we would ever marry our ability to buy with our responsibility to each other and ourselves, we could clearly have and possibly take over just like many other ethnic groups have. We can take over some shit, but we refuse to be responsible with who and what we are and have. And that is our problem.
We don't know how to diversify.
What do you mean by that?
We don't know where to put our money at. We don't know how to spread our money across. If we would just simply start, it's a $3 trillion. I think black people are $3 trillion spending.
Yes.
I think it's what it is annually. If you would just spread that in half, if you did half and half in the black community, half with everybody else, look how much more positive the black community would be.
But that's never going to happen because we have a poor moral compass. We have poor family habits. If we're morally and emotionally bankrupt, there's no good thing that can happen. We're basically being handed a loaded gun called spending, and we're shooting it everywhere. We don't care where it lands.
But think about this. To show you how jacked up we are. I hate to say that because I love my people. I do.
I love my people.
That's why I speak so emotional about it.
Mm-hmm.
But we in a large part of America, we are keeping the funeral homes in business.
Yes.
Because of the amount of murders that take place on the streets of America. Just think about if we would divert some of that spending power to life insurance. If we just had the wisdom to have a life insurance in place to leave our family with money versus debt. We got to raise money to put your ass in the ground because you ain't got no life insurance. I know that's offensive, but it's the truth. We don't leave each other anything. Now, the flip side of that is, if you leave a fool a lot of money, you just now have a rich fool. That's happened in my family.
Yeah.
Just recently, a family member passed, left her kids $200,000 apiece. One of them ninjas sitting up in the house right now, the water is turned off because she ain't got no money to pay the water bill. You were given $200,000 and that same one, a home that was paid for free of charge. See, money ain't necessarily our answer. You got to change your mentality. You got a home free and $200,000 and your water turned off. You need your ass whooped.
But it goes to what we always say: it's training, it's developing, it's showing.
There you go.
Showing the family what you need to do.
But we as black people keep going towards more money. We need more money. Money ain't our problem.
Yeah, money's never been the problem.
That's why I said at the beginning, we've got to deconstruct some things, and we've got to have some really hard conversations about how we got here. And here's where it goes left for everybody, and everybody is gonna get their feelings. One of the greatest villains to the problematic behavior of the new black person is the place that we have held in high esteem and regard for so long, and that's the black church.
I'm gonna log off on that one right there.
No, you don't have to log off. You don't have to log off, my brother. You're not saying it. I'm saying it.
Because boy,
the
richest organization in the world.
We have not allowed ourselves, our churches have not allowed themselves to elevate to a place where we understand that you have a responsibility to be a hub of change for the black community. That's your job. That honestly should be your number one job. Help facilitate change. Teach people about the Lord and help facilitate real change in the community. Teach people how to live and support and be together as a family. build families.
You see that poster. There you go. There you go.
I heard what she said. Danielle Kelly, not all black people have poor spending habits.
Listen,
She's right. That's my family. See, so she really don't.
Every time I see that name, Danielle Kelly, I start wondering, are we related? Because I have a cousin named Danielle Kelly.
Uh-oh.
It means if you related to her, it means you related to me, because that's my people's.
Which would make sense, because y'all go to the same church.
Listen, it's very important, Danielle, to understand that the arguments we use on here, the discussions that we have, is never ever to say all black people are doing anything. But the vast majority of us are affecting the whole. And that's the problem. You're correct. Not all black people have poor spending habits. Some of us will squeeze a dime, won't let that penny go to save our lives, trying to save and do the right thing by our families. That's correct. But too many of us will spend money on weed, and we don't have our utilities paid. Too many of us like to go on cruises. I always see on Facebook all these black folks cruising here and going there and going.
On this island, on that island.
Y'all some well-traveled Negroes. But we don't have insurances in place to ensure that our black offsprings are taken care of when we leave.
Listen to Sean's question. Jesus, man, come on, pull up. He said, what do you think the percentage of black Christians that are still broken is? They came in broken and are still broken? Y'all want a real answer to that? Because I can give you a real answer. I think it's probably somewhere in the high 70%, 80%.
Break down that question for me. You saying that what now?
He said, what do you think percentage of black Christians that are still broken, black Christians that are still broken, came into church broken and they still broken? I said somewhere in the high 70s, 80s, maybe even high 80s, low 90s. And here's the reason why I say that. Because in the modern church today, you are not asked to reconcile your behavior. You are asked to reconcile your sin.
Listen, Sean, I don't know what church Mr. Noise went to, but I'm willing to bet that 90% of the church is still broken.
We went to the same church.
And they're in church every Sunday.
And we went to you saying the same thing. I'm saying you're not asked to reconcile your brokenness.
No,
you're only asked.
You said, don't tell me to say the same thing. You said 75, 80%.
Well, I was trying to be generous, but I know the real number is in the 90s.
It's 90%.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because you're not asked to. You're never asked to. Let me tell you something. Here's the reality, Sean, and everybody else listening. I have never been asked in any church that I've attended to deal with my brokenness. Never.
So is it the church's fault, or is it the black people's belief in the church, not in Christ, but in the church? That's the problem. I want to separate the two. I want to separate the church.
No. I'm with you. I think it's a weird combination of all of it. Because we put our faith in something that was broken, a system that was already broken. It's ran by broken people. And so that brokenness of what that system is continues to perpetuate upon us, and we continue to trust in it.
So are they using the book as...
I'm not sure the book is even a part of any of this.
Well, no. Are they using it as a weapon to keep you in that brokenness?
No. I think they're using it as a tool to keep you in it. I think it's a charcuterie board towards our broken.
The tool is a weapon.
It's a charcuterie board used to continue to draw us in to do whatever it is they want to do, to build whatever they're trying to build, the monuments that they want to build. It has nothing to do with our brokenness at all. our brokenness doesn't really get addressed that often.
That's what I'm saying. So it's
now I know there are a lot of pastors that would hear this and say, that's not true. I preach about brokenness all the time. I preach about brokenness on this one. I tell you, you got to be healed from your brokenness. And I preach this sermon, I preach that sermon. I feel you, dog. What program? But see, I know I can listen to a 2-hour sermon and then still not do anything about my brokenness. Where are the classes? Where are well, we got classes, we deal with financial literacy and we deal with this, that, and the other. Okay, great. We appreciate that. Does any of that? Go ahead.
That's a very valid point that preacher would tell you, because oftentimes many of our churches have tried to go to classes to educate our people. We don't want to hear it. If you want the church pews to be full on a Wednesday night, make sure the pastor is teaching Bible class, and they'll come out and listen to him or her. If you want the church pews to be empty on a Wednesday night, tell them the class on Wednesday night is going to be about your finances. It's going to be about debt. It's going to be about management of your money. We're not going to come out to hear that. So the church won't continue to put on those type of events because the support is not there. Well, you have 10 come out, but that's it.
But should the church be the people teaching us that?
Yes, the church should be teaching financial management. The church should be. Listen, we in the church believe prayer is the answer to all of our problems, and that's a lie. Our structure is a part of the answers to some of our problems. I don't need to pray about everything. I need to fix my structure. In other words, I need to fix that which I have control over. When I pray to God, Lord, keep my family safe, keep my family healthy, and keep my family whole. Lord, take care of this. But that which I can take care of myself, I don't pray about. Why? Because I'm going to do what needs to be done in order to take care of me and mine. So what am I praying about it for? God's already given me the wisdom. He's already given me the knowledge.
I mean, I get that, but I'm just, why is religion not kept to be religion in the church? But
Why is it what?
Because we say church should teach finance.
Right.
I think finance should be taught in your schools, your colleges, and that stuff. Why not keep religion in the church and let church be just about the religion?
Because church needs to be more than just religion.
Why?
It needs to be way more than just religion.
Why's that?
Well, it was more than religion when it was trying to free us from the bondage of this country.
Okay, that was the
civil rights movement. It was way more than religion. It's always been way more than religion.
Is it?
Oh yeah, always. In the black community, the church has always been more than just religion.
But back then, it ain't now.
It is now too. It's still a part of.
But you just said it was broken.
Our social status. Church is still that.
But we just said it was broken. So how could something be broken still be good for you? It's still teaching you the things it's supposed to teach you.
It's broken because the people are broken. See, the church is just the building. The people are broken. And oftentimes broken people don't really want to learn what to really change their situation, because that's going to cause them to do work. When all I want to do as a Christian is pray and ask God to help me. We have used prayer as a crutch to not do our work. Now that's a fact.
That is a fact.
You can take your ass to college. You can do good in school. You can choose the right career field. You can take care of your family. You ain't got to pray for all that.
I don't see how the church can teach that type of stuff. At some point, it has to start at home. It has to start with you getting an education to understand what you got to do and how you got to do it.
The church can help facilitate the conversations that you need to have at home, though.
The church needs to glorify it.
Yeah. What we've done, what the church has done is we've removed ourselves from the magnifying of the areas that we need to work on to fix the brokenness, and we focused on what was broke, that there is brokenness at all, because the financial prosperity is in pointing out to you that you're broken and you need to be fixed. So if I tell you that enough, you'll come here thinking that we're going to have the answers to fix you, and you'll come and get our drug, and you'll come and get our encouragement, and you'll come and get our band-aids, and you'll come and get the stuff that will allow you keep you coming back. But if I heal you, then you won't need me anymore. There's no profit in the pain.
Right, but shouldn't church
there's no profit in the healing. The profit is in the pain.
But shouldn't church focus more on family?
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying, Ron.
We keep saying financial, but it's really
I'm not saying financial. Okay. I'm saying the whole thing. But if I focus you on a particular, if I tell you the problem is your money, then you'll never address all the brokenness in your family. You'll just focus in your money. Right. A lot of churches, let me call out the elephant in the room. And I'm not saying this as a negative, because I think some of the principles that he teaches are good principles. But if I tell you your problem is money, and the way to your prosperity as a family and as wholeness as a person is Dave Ramsey, then you'll just focus on getting Dave Ramsey. You'll get all his principles and you'll use them and this, that, and the other. But that don't fix all of the stuff that's going on in your family. That just gives you some principles on how to deal with your money.
Right. And that's why I was asking the question. We always talk about, like schools. We use school as, we say schools are doing too much. They got to be the counselor. They got to be all this stuff in the neighborhood. They got to do all that. But then we're going to say the church needs to also pick up a lot of those same responsibilities. When we start talking about financials, that's what I'm saying. Should church be teaching financial? Should church really focus on the religion, helping you people, showing you how to be a family and build your family?
And I'm saying, I don't know what's the difference, because it's all the same. Who we are as a people is how we worship. It's how we live. It's how we spend our money. It's how we raise our kids. It's all in there together. So the church, to me, has a responsibility to help in facilitating the community's ability to do those things. Go ahead, Mama Noise. You rocking like you want to say something.
Well, I was just going to say that, sometimes people, like when we had Danielle, oh my gosh, we had a couple of Danielles on the show, but we had I can't remember her last name now, it's left me. We had a woman on Women Wednesday that came on here and spoke of her name was Danielle Lewis. Thank you. Okay, I got it. Danielle Lewis. And she came on here and discussed how her grandmother had life insurance her whole life. I think she said for like 47 years, if I remember specifically, only for her to pass away. And the life insurance policy that she was just passionate about making certain is active and valid her whole life, only to have I don't remember the exact number, but she was saying it was only like maybe several $1,000s, but nowhere near you would assume after paying on a life insurance policy for 47 years.
Right.
Now, their family was devastated because they're thinking, grandma's got this, she put it in motion in the beginning. Nobody thought to go in and make sure it was updated. Nobody thought to be able to say, okay, grandma, let's talk about your finances. Our people as a culture, man, when you start talking about life insurance, when you start talking about finances, folks is like, why are you all up in my business? Why are you trying to? And it's like, okay, pull back. I remember specifically coming home from a church service where the guest minister was a lawyer. And he said that our people lack having understanding in the area of law and finances. And he said our people need to get understanding about law so that if you got some wayward child that gets in trouble or whatever, you ain't got to worry about trying to put your house up and stuff, trying to get Ray out of jail and all that other type of stuff. You need to have some things in place. So I went home from that church service, you know, with the concerns about law and concerns about life insurance. So I remember asking my mama, I said, Mama, you know, I'm not trying to get in your business because, like I said, culturally, my folks be like, you know, what you trying to say? What you trying to get me in the ground? I mean, all this extra stuff. And you're like, I'm just trying to make sure that you're okay. I just have some questions because I'm your child. And I just like to make sure that, you know, if, you know, when God say so, that you're okay. It was the biggest runaround. And I still didn't get an answer to my question. It was like, well, y'all ain't got to worry about me. Just put me in a pine box, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, I ain't trying to leave nothing to nobody, blah, 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 blah. I'm going, wow. It was so demonstrative, the whole situation. I was like, okay, the church is a great avenue to talk to people about things that they probably would not even receive if you try to talk to them as an individual, because we as a people always think somebody trying to get over on us. You saying, I'm trying to help you to get your finances in order, help you to make sure you got the right type of life insurance, help you to make sure that, you know, you make decisions on, you know, XYZ. Since we seem to, you know, not just us, but, you know, that life insurance thing has been spearheading a lot of social media where people have been GoFunding left and right, when all they have to do is just invest in some a life insurance policy of some sort, so it doesn't end up being a burden on the family, you know, if something like that were to happen. But man, we are like, oh no, I ain't even trying to do that. But then once that type of thing happens, it's like, okay, now I need the community that was trying to tell me these are the things you need to do as a family. That same community is the same community that you reach out to and say, okay, now I need you to help me.
No, the family got to reach out because your ass is dead. The family got to reach out.
But I mean, that's what we do. We saying now we're gonna live forever, and you like, okay, you don't even know your path, but just in case, you should look out for. It scares me the way that a lot of people don't care about the people behind them. I hear Jay talking about, you know, his plan for his daughter and all this stuff he's trying to, you know, prepare her and pour in her and all that stuff. Okay, but I don't hear a lot of that. Lloyd is always talking about trying to make sure the girls understand and you know, if anything, God forbid, whatever, you know, happened to him, you know, what he would want. I don't hear our people talking about that.
That's because,
Mama knows, I don't think you're gonna hear that in the church until they start doing it in the house, because everybody doesn't go to church and everybody don't want to go to church.
Well, I understand about the not going to church part. I'm just saying that if you're there, I'm saying that like it was in the beginning, it was the heartbeat of the community to help people to understand, you know, that's where the politicians would come and talk to the people. That's where you could go if you needed something. That's where you could go. So I'm just saying that whether you go there or not, because there are some people that are bedside Baptists that may never go in the building, but just listen online. I'm just saying that it is an avenue to be able to help the people in those areas that we're not as strong in.
The reason
why what I'm saying is it cannot be the only avenue.
No, I'm not saying it's the only, Kyrie. I know you're anti-church. I'm just simply saying.
I'm not anti-church. I'm anti those fake ass preachers, and pastors, and Baptists, and all the bastards that's in there. That's what
I understand your strong feelings.
This is all Cuz Noise's fault. I don't know how.
I'm just saying, we keep saying change the model, but you have to have more than one avenue to change the model if you want Black people to get better. And the church isn't the only one avenue that we can have.
You are correct. It is not the only avenue. But for those that it is an avenue, that's the one I'm talking about. If that is an avenue, because see, oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Jay's
gonna forget. Jay's got it.
The reason why you don't hear that, Mama Noise, just to address what you were saying, the reason why you don't hear that is because Black lives don't matter. That's why you don't hear us talking about it. No, that's true. That's true. All you got to do is follow the money to know what a person really cares about. That's all you got to do. Just follow the money, and you will find quickly whether or not you care about the people in your life or whether or not you in this shit just for yourself. It's just that easy. I don't have to discuss no numbers, but the amount of money that we're pouring into our daughter's life, oh my God. I could be riding around this mother hubba in a Maserati. If we just weren't pouring so much money into her life. And hell, she getting a public school education. We ain't even paying for school.
Because we've been pouring into the building fund for 300 years.
Oh my God.
The point is, if you care about Black lives, you will do what it takes for Black lives around you to be successful. Those that you are in charge of, you will do whatever it takes for them to be successful. My wife riding around right now in a I don't even know what year car. I think it's a 2016 car. The woman could be riding around in a brand spanking new. Listen, she has a goal, her dream. It don't have to be no dream. She could be riding around in her brand new Corvette.
What's her dream?
Because we care about Black lives. But because we care about Black lives, which is our daughter's life,
right?
That's what we have in charge of. We have foregone the fact that she wants. We get the Corvette some other time. Right now, we got to focus on Black lives that matter. Those that we're in charge of.
Can I say what Cuz said? Hold on, Kai. Let me say what Cuz said a different way. Because you said the church is not the only place. But it doesn't matter whether it's the only place or not. It's a number one place. It's at the top of the list. And if the church is not telling families, Black families, that they need to focus on their families, and spend more money and more time with their families than they spend with the entity or the model called the church, then they're doing the people a disservice. Because the Bible doesn't say that the church is that building. The Bible says that we are the church.
Right.
So that's the struggle I'm having with this conversation. We're not allowing ourselves to get a real message of truth so that we can build. I like what Cuz said. I'm spending that money. I'm not sowing that money to the building fund or the singles ministry or the this or the that and the other. I'm sowing that money into my daughter because her Black life matters to me.
And I agree with you guys 100%.
Yeah,
I'll pour my funds in that. But for 300 years, they've been pouring money into that building fund, and what the hell have they done?
No, we're not disagreeing with anything you're saying. That's actually we're saying the same thing. We gotta stop that we gotta stop thinking that model's okay. It's not okay.
Right.
And if we're not gonna call that model out for what it is, then we're never going. That's what I was saying earlier about we've got to deconstruct some things. We can't keep allowing the same old, if I can use a Cuz Noise word, shit to continue to perpetuate throughout our societies and thinking that society is going to get better. It's not. Our communities are not going to get better. To me, when I hear Cuz say Black lives are not going to matter until they matter to us, those are the kind of things that I'm hearing. When I'm listen, there are so many, we know churches right now, Ron, that are in smack dab in the middle of the hood, and they don't do shit for that hood.
Right.
But buy up the property in that hood. That's all they do. So if those Black lives that are dying all around that church, they don't seem to matter. But they got the money to buy the property of the people that died.
And that's why I said, that's why when I said earlier, the model has to change.
Got to change.
The church model has to change if you want people to believe in it.
Well, I got news for you. It's changing whether they want it to or not. I was talking to my mom the other day. It was like, Kenyatta, I think their pastor died a while back, and it's like the church is in a slow death because the young people are not there. So the older people is all that's left, and they're slowly, they're slowly dying off as well. So if there's no young people to come in and take over, or to come in with the proper structure of things, the way things should be, then it's just, and then the pandemic, along with the pandemic, the churches are just drying up.
Are they drying up or are they consolidating? Because I'm seeing churches get bigger and bigger. These mega churches are getting
But the smaller churches are the ones that are drying up. Look, we from Louisville, Kentucky, and it's like smack dab in the Bible Belt. And I'm telling you, there's a church on almost every couple of blocks. There's a church. All them little churches are. What was that church? I ain't gonna say the name of the church, but in Louisville, we was in this church. We went to Lloyd was playing piano at this church. It was in this magnanimous cathedral with only 30 members. In a cathedral. I mean, all them old Catholic churches and stuff. Somebody says they've been called. They slap a brand under new management sign out front and then try to start a church in one of those buildings. And it's like, okay, but still, the young people are not coming. So it's unfortunate that that's where we are right now. But the change is coming, whether they want to prepare for it or not. It's happening.
And to answer Sean's statement, we all know the person is the church. The model isn't designed.
See, Ron, that's where I'm gonna disagree with you. We don't know that. I used to think that. I honestly used to think that. I don't know if I don't think we know that. In fact, we're so ignorant to that fact that we feel like, listen, let me tell you something, brother. We're so ignorant to that fact that in the middle of a pandemic, folk was fighting to get back in the building when the science said you crazy if you sit next to each other and breathe in each other's face and clap this, that, and the other. There were pastors, black pastors saying, hey, get your ass back over here because we got to build up this thing. And then that same pastor who would say that on Sunday would die on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was saying I know that the Bible is the church. I was
right, right, but I don't know if we know that as a whole, or that we celebrate that truth in a way that helps us grow as a community.
Well, that's true, because I mean, this is no shade, but my cousin is a pastor, and he was it was like, last year he was like, come on in the building, y'all can go in and get groceries and stuff, but you can't come into the house of the Lord. I was like, bruh, that's just to get the groceries and lick. Yeah, but folks can trust God to go in and get their groceries, but they can't trust him to come in the house. I'm sitting there going, now, sir, I'm trying to say without saying, but I'm like, I know you sweating because you ain't got no tithes coming in the building, and folks if they ain't had no service, then they're not inclined to make sure their tithes are still getting into the building or whatever. But I'm like, so you willing to sacrifice the people, send the people to slaughter because you concerned about the money coming into the building? That's what it sounds like to me. You more concerned about the people, the money, instead of the people well-being. So I was like, wow. He would post it on Facebook. Really? Y'all concerned about? You're not concerned about what? Well, and then he really went left back when the government was sending that rescue money. When the government sent that rescue money out, he was like, and all of y'all got that rescue money. That God's 10% needs to come off the top. You need to make sure it gets into the house of the Lord. I was like, come on, sir. Come on, sir. I just shook my head and watching. I'm on the sidelines going, wow.
Mama know he done leaned back 3 times. If you don't let him get in,
jump in there, cuz.
I don't have nothing to say.
I seen 3 lean backs. You get to that third one.
I don't.
Well, it's the lean up, really. The lean up is really. The lean back is I'm taking it in. The lean up is like, let me say this shit before I forget.
Yeah, and like I said, if it can go back to the old model, Lloyd, like you guys are saying, where it was really supposed to be about the religion and the family and the learning, I think it would work. I just don't ever see it doing that. I don't think black people are willing to let it go be what it's supposed to be.
Well, listen. I don't think that's our problem, though. It would be nice if the church would partner together to help create change in the communities in which they reside. That would be nice.
Right.
But the reality is we already know what the answer is to the problem. The answer is not the church. The answer is not finances. The answer is we ourselves have to do our work. So when I made that statement earlier about, I saw Dewana posted it, we have used prayer as a crutch to not do our work. I've been in church all my life, and I've heard people talk about I'm praying and asking God for stuff. And I always wondered to myself, what are you talking about? It's like it's just something we say. I'm praying to God, and God's going to bring me. What are you talking about? You need to have structures in your place in your life upon which you can build the life that you want. You ask God to give you the strength. You ask God to give you the wisdom. You ask God to provide resources. I agree with all of that. Stuff that you're out of control of, that you don't know that you know. Lord, give me the wisdom to make the right moves. Guide my footsteps. See the direction that I'm going, and bless me in that effort. And see the hard work I'm doing. You say I take one step, he'll take two. Just add more to what I'm trying to do. Bless me. Give me the wisdom. But don't sit up there and wait on your hind and talking about God's going to deliver me.
Well, the Bible says faith without works is dead. And that's something that we don't talk about too often. We just talk about the faith, and I'm walking by faith and not by sight. Well, okay, amen. And that, but did you read the part that says faith without works is dead? So if you saying I'm believing God to give me a job, and then he says, you say I'm waiting on him, and then you say, but did you put in an application? What? You can't wait on him if you didn't do your part of putting in a job application. The job ain't gonna show up. Back in the day, they used to have a Mr. Goodyear used to come on it. The commercial used to come on TV, and they would say, Mr. Opportunity is knocking at your door. Mr. Opportunity don't know your address because you ain't gave nobody no application to tell them where to find you.
I don't like the hoop. I don't like the hoop that's going on right now.
So that's a part of it. That's a part of the work.
You added that.
I'm believing God to do this or to do that. Did you do your part? Then if you've done your part, then you can say, I believe that God is going to show himself strong because I've done what I can do, and I'm believing him to do the rest. But to just say, like Jay said, to just rear back and say, well, God is just going to show up and just going to do. God like, okay, I'll be waiting for you. So as soon as you do your part, I'll do mine.
I'll get there when I get there. Lord, you can't talk about Bishop Mama Noise. Don't be talking about Bishop Mama Noise like that.
I don't know. She put a hoop in it. It was very uncomfortable. Is what I'm trying to say.
And that's been too many of our approaches to life in totality. God's gonna take care of me. Wait a minute. So you're not gonna make any effort to do what you have to do. You just gonna wait on God, and then you end up leaving other people with the bad because you ain't done your work.
But okay, so let me give a parallel to, because Sean hit it right on the head, and let me give the parallel to what you just said. You know, the answer to your real health problems is losing weight. Is getting in shape. Is eating some of the better foods and making better choices. So to pray constantly, God, heal me, heal me, heal me. He's already given you the vehicle to healing. Are you going to do the work or not? And then if I'm in a place that tells you I don't have to, that all I have to do is pray, that's the game. That's the game. So to Sean's point, the goal is to build a broken congregation. Because if I can keep telling you it's gonna come, as opposed to telling you it's here, just do the work.
Do the work.
Then I win. Then I win.
Then I turn around and take your money to build the $10 million church in the hood.
That's what, bro. Let me tell you something.
Hell, we need a $10 million church with household values at $150,000, but you got a $10 million church.
Let me tell you something. We were our former pastor was underneath is the church term, a bishop who literally, and I am not talking euphemistically, I am saying literally built a multi-million-dollar facility of ridiculous proportions, smack dab in the poorest part of Dallas, Texas, the Balk Springs / Pleasant Grove area. That place, that there is no money. Because, am I telling the truth? There is no money in Balk Springs and Pleasant Grove. $0 of any kind.
Not to build that.
But he built a facility that would rival anything in America. I'm just to give you, y'all talk amongst yourselves because y'all.
I'm telling you. I knew he was. You know how black people say, I knew he was big time. But when we had Dr. Miles Monroe come to our church, I was so excited because it was one of the things that I always wanted. It was like if I said it was a bucket list thing to meet Dr. Miles Monroe, that was one of them. So when he came to our church, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm finally gonna get a chance to meet Dr. Monroe, whatever. And so when this individual decided to show up, he, like, in other words, nobody is gonna be bigger than me, even with it being Dr. Miles Monroe. This individual showed up with a chauffeured Phantom, Rolls Royce Phantom. I'm going, this individual right here. I mean, what? It was absolutely mind-boggling. Even Dr. Monroe was looking like this guy. You know, it was like, what does the church have to gain because you know that we need to put you in almost $1 million vehicle to ride around in? I guess some church member commits their time to chauffeuring you around in this uberly expensive car. I was like, this is unbelievable. I just it was an experience to see.
And the thing, I don't want to sit here and bash the church and you know make it like this is my opportunity to bash the church. Again, I'm here to learn. But I think, you know, like you said, because I mean, you got to start with the community, you got to start with family, and the models have to change. We have to have better models.
The models have to change. That's
in order for this thing to move on. I mean, you can't keep doing these movements. Movements come, movements go. Movements start, sounds good. They get the little bit of prestige that they need, and the model stop. The movement stops, and then another movement jump, then another. There's nothing ever sustained. It's a movement. It's like a damn track meet every year. You run a 100-yard dash, and then next year you got another 100-yard dash.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another movement is not the answer.
It's not the answer. We have to make real change.
I'm just saying that I think that it would, just think about if that $1 million was spent on the people. That's all I'm saying.
But Mama Noise, if the people don't change, then all you did was spend $1 million on people that won't change. And I need you to hear that. If you have $1 million and you spend it on people that won't change, then all you did was spend $1 million on people that won't change.
Okay.
Money is not going to make people change.
No, yeah, it will.
You give $1 million to a sneakerhead, he's gonna have $1 million worth of shoes.
He's gonna have $1 million worth of sneakers. Yeah. Right?
You give $1 million to a dope head, he's gonna have $1 million worth of
he's gonna buy $1 million worth of crack. That's what we're talking about.
That's
you have to decide that I want to change.
a story about my relative that got a house for free and $200,000 cash.
Come on now. And sitting in the house doing what, Jay?
With the water off.
With the water
That's
off.
a God honest truth story.
So then you ask the question: How do you make a people who for the past, let's go 60 years, has only thing they've done is hate themselves? How do you change that person to really believe they are worth something?
Say that again, Ron.
How do you have a group of people for the past 60 years who've been designed to hate themselves? How do you make that person now feel like they're worth something?
You know, here's the answer, because I don't believe that we've been designed to hate ourselves as much as one another. We really don't like to see each other do well.
That's facts.
Only a little bit, but you can't do too well now.
That's right.
So much so that we're willing to sacrifice our own kids' success because we don't really want our kids to do too well.
That's right.
Because that's going to prove that I didn't do shit. So the lack of value is that we don't believe that one another deserves to do well. I'm willing to sacrifice. Listen, y'all. God damn. Oh, shit.
But that's the real question. How do you convince?
So remember I told y'all that I was an investor in real estate.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
And I could have kept going in real estate because I know the game. I know how to do it. But my wife came to me and said, honey, I want to go back to school. And I knew that was going to be an expensive proposition. So I was willing to take a back seat. There you go. Bingo. Bingo. I was willing to take a back seat to allow her to achieve her goal. The problem is we aren't willing as individuals to sacrifice that which we think is important to us. I think my shoes are important. I think my purse is important. I think my red. I deserve at least two red bottoms. I work hard every day. I think I deserve.
Because you can't buy one shoe. You have to have.
The problem is we aren't willing to sacrifice ourselves for the greater good of our own people. If I won't do it for my own family, I damn sure ain't gonna do it for you. That's the problem. Our mentality is not that of building others. And as men, if we don't have that mentality, we fail our community.
But are you saying you should sacrifice at home first before sacrificing for the community?
That's where the sacrifice begins. Right at the house.
You got to be at home first.
I got to have a mentality of building my own family. That means I have to lay off some of the things that I think I wanted. And so I really believed in my heart. This is my heart speaking. I'm telling you the truth. I really believed in my heart I was going to be a real estate tycoon. And I was on my way. I could have done it.
But you know, I think you're right. It starts at home though. And as a woman, if you don't have your father and mother together equally teaching you the balance, then as a single mom, single mothers teach daughters that it's all about you and nothing else matters. You better take care of yourself. You better do the best for yourself. Hey, ain't nobody else gonna take care of you like you. It's instilled in you. So then here you go, you get married, and now you're being asked to sacrifice. You've never been asked to sacrifice before. You've been always told it's about me, myself, and I. And that independence thing, I mean, I'm here for being independent and doing your best, but for it to be engrafted to the point where now you come into a relationship, share, sacrifice. What's that?
Yeah.
But don't you have to learn some type of independence in order to know where to get to?
Well, that's why I said I'm here for some independence. But the thing is that once you come together, I call it, my word is, and I don't know if that is a word, but it's my word, is you practically have to unlearn and relearn. Because you'll come into your marriage with that independent stuff and you be thinking that you married, but you really just
but I think one of the biggest misnomers to this conversation that we're having is that our entire lives are not about sacrifice.
Say it again.
I think one of the biggest misnomers, we try to section off parts of the life and say, well, this part's about sacrifice and this part isn't, and you can, you sacrifice for this group and you don't sacrifice for that. It's all sacrifice. Our lives are not designed to be, if you believe in I guess I better say it that way. If you believe in the godly design, you recognize relatively quickly that our lives are not created for our own. You're created for a purpose, or I remember Dr. Moreau used to tell us all the time, you were created to solve a problem. So your job or your responsibility or your earthly purpose is to be the problem solver. What has God gifted you or created you to do to solve this problem for others? Now, the beauty of that is that in the midst of you solving this problem, people say to you, man, we are so grateful for you solving this problem. Let me give you something as a result of you solving this problem. So can you prosper in the midst of that? Yeah, and I'm not saying you're gonna be Bill Gates, but you may be blessed for your ability to solve that particular problem. But your life is designed to solve that problem. And when you do, that's when you make your impact upon the world.
There's nothing more I believe than what you just said, that my life is not my own. You've heard me say it plenty of times on this show.
Yeah.
Every week.
That which I could do, I don't do. Because I know it has an impact on somebody else.
It's having an impact.
So
Listen.
I'm not so interested in, which is why Ron, and I'm sure Mr. Noiz, we say all the time, maybe not Mr. Noiz. So I know me and Ron. we say all the time.
Boy, the hate is real in this piece. You're still your dog, no matter how you craft it.
We don't care about gifts. It don't matter what you get me.
No, I don't care about that.
I don't care nothing about that.
Yeah, no.
Because I'm building. This is my family. Listen, I have joy every time I walk in my house that my family is healthy and whole. Everybody's fed. Everybody's clothed. There's a roof over there. Listen, I'm happy with that.
As you sing all these things, I hear the old song, I'm building me a home. This earthly house gonna soon decay.
The bishop is on one today, boy.
Somewhere to stay.
We too busy trying to carve out our own little happiness. I gotta be happy. So we're too busy trying to carve out happiness in our lives versus having joy in what you've built.
Oh, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, because you and your deacon are not on the same page. Happiness and joy. Y'all got to work that shit out in Bible study. Y'all, this is.
Listen, he gonna realize that, right? He gonna let. Cause see, listen. Happiness.
Here it comes.
Happiness.
We just not say go there.
Happiness leads to dysfunctional behavior. I do whatever it takes to be happy. And that's a fact. And happiness is ever fleeting, so I got to do more of it in order to be happy. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Happiness is fleeting. I got to keep chasing happiness. It's forever running away from me, so I got to keep doing more of it, or whatever it is, in order to keep pursuing happiness. That dysfunction destroys lives. In food, in drugs, in gambling, in partying, in sex, all of that. You are pursuing happiness.
The sex, I'm actually pursuing something else, but that's a whole different conversation.
You knew that was
you pursuing happiness.
But it goes back to what we always said. You can't be in peace and miserable at the same time, cuz.
That's true. That's true.
I need to make an apology real quick to NordVPN. It was just too good of a conversation to be interrupted with a commercial, so I apologize. I tried. I was looking for some areas, and then I got distracted. So I'll make it up to you tomorrow. But y'all,
a good cover
well, they were the ones that asked for this to be in the middle of the show. And
but this is a good coverage section. You talk about why you need to be covered.
Well, listen, we're about to end in 6 minutes. They say they don't want to be at the end of the program. Like, the people that stay on our program don't stay to the end. They do.
I just want to know, are they going to be listening to each show?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
All I'm saying to them is this. If y'all grow what we do, you probably get a better result. But that's just my opinion. Since I've been doing this for several years now. But if I'll start y'all out.
It's all about protection. It's all about protection.
You have a good product. NordVPN is a good product. It's just
work it.
You can download it on your phones. Nice little app.
Oh my god!
All your laptops,
portable
PCs, just portable. I mean,
great product. Yeah, I'm just saying. Announce it when we want to announce it, and then you probably that's another conversation. I'll get you tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Speaking of tomorrow, tomorrow is Women Wednesday. We got Lori Diaz gonna come, and she's gonna talk about an uncomfortable topic for some of y'all. And but because just said that we gonna die one day, it's gonna happen whether you want it to or not. So you might as well be prepared for it. So
you might as well ask some questions.
So come on tomorrow, and she's gonna talk about that during the show. And we got other stuff because this is Talkin NOIZ, is what we do. And then the 5 is tomorrow. We got a ton of stuff to talk about on the 5. Super Bowl, the NBA trade deadline, the All-Star game. There's a ton of stuff to talk about tomorrow on the 5. So
how about them Rams?
How about them Rams, man? What a game. So we'll get into all of that. Tomorrow. It's a good show.
Mercy.
It's a good in case you missed it Monday, but it's Tuesday.
What?
It's in case you missed it Monday, but it's Tuesday.
So this would be follow-up Tuesday in case you missed it Monday?
Right.
And we thank everyone that has given us stars up to this point.
I love stars.
We love stars collectively. We love the stars. And I didn't know. I think it was Kyrie that was telling us about what was it, Kyrie?
The rumor is that they're giving you 200 stars right now to do whatever you want to do with it for free
for the next 20 days.
For the next 20 days. So, would y'all mind handing y'all stars over to us? We would really be appreciative.
We sure would appreciate.
We'll be appreciative. Matter of fact, well, everybody gets stars, right?
I believe everybody does. So
everybody gets it.
Well, I'm going to give my stars to us.
Daniel Bell just knocked off 200.
Hallelujah. That shows that Danny's a good listener.
That's how you got a Facebook jail. You actually have the ability to do things on Facebook.
Nope. Kyrie.
I'm just glad he's out of jail. I'm glad to see my friend is free.
Give us free.
I was getting ready to say
he ain't locked up.
In jail without the bail.
Yeah, that's just ghetto right there.
Hey, I was
Where
listening.
do I find my 200 stars?
Go by your comments, and right next to where you type in your comment,
there's a big old fat star.
Big old star right there. You click on that little star, and it pops up for you.
It gives you the increments of stars.
They saying I got to pay for my stars.
Shouldn't have.
I don't see my 200. Maybe I don't qualify.
Did you already use your 200?
I don't remember.
I haven't used any at all, so
I don't remember using.
Well, because I see where it says 13 days left to use.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna send the stars. How do I send?
Just click on it. Yep, just click on the 200, hit sent, and it sends right over.
I'll hit it. It says sent. Oh, I gotta comment?
Mm-mm.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, cuz I got a question for you. This is happening in real time. Are you there still?
Wow.
I just got a Facebook note and I need to do this in real time. Well, you know what? I can do it after if you're gonna stay for a minute.
You need to purchase
at the end of the show.
stars in order.
This is a question about veterans, cuz. Are you still there? Okay, cuz. I'm about to get with cuz after the show.
He chasing after EMF. He's probably running around the house.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
Chasing that mother around.
I don't know. It didn't do it. It didn't do it. I don't know what I don't know what happened.
See Ron for the activity of the stars. He'll help you get your stars right. But thank you for those who are giving stars.
Yeah.
All right. That's all we got today, man. Like I said, tune in tomorrow. Lori Diaz is going to join us to 5. And, of course, we got another great show coming up for you. 2 great shows coming up for you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That is Mama Noise. Wait a minute. That is Mama Noise over there. That is Kyrie down there. And Cuz Noise. That's Grateful right there. He's normally on the screen, but he's not right now. But he's when he's here, we love him. We appreciate it. Al B, thank you. And all the noisemakers, thank you for coming through. And we will talk to y'all tomorrow. All right. Peace.
We're talking.